Guys, it's me, Risa. Welcome to my kitchen. I hope you're doing well and staying on your health journey. I'm excited because a few months ago, I was on TikTok. Hello, isn't everybody? And I saw this 2-ingredient lentil wrap recipe. And then, of course, I had to Risa-fy it and change it up because the person used lentils and water and that was it, which I'm sure is great for some people, but you know me, I'm all about the taste, right? So I'm going to show you how I make these delicious, high protein, guilt-free, yummy, versatile, of course, because you can change my recipe up as well, wraps, lentil wraps. So let's get started, okay? So the first thing I'm going to show you is, the red lentils. So you can use just a cup, but I'm using 1.5 cups, and then I put it in my big Ninja container, okay? Because it's going to sit for a while. And I also add different spices, like I said. So I'm using a tablespoon of garlic powder, about a teaspoon or so of onion powder. I'm putting in some fresh parsley, some Italian seasoning, as you can see here, and salt and pepper, about a teaspoon or so, or half a teaspoon. It's up to you, and 1 package of some sweetener. It just adds to the flavor. Okay, so as you can see, garlic, onion powder, salt, pepper, Italian seasoning, or oregano. And again, if you want to add all of these ingredients, you can. And if you don't want to, you don't have to. The other major appliance besides my Ninja is I have this little flat skillet that I like to use, and I spray it really well. And we'll get to that afterwards. So the very first step is you are going to take your lentils and put it in one of these containers. Well, not containers. Why can't I think of the name of it? Okay, we'll think of it afterwards. Anyways, you know what I mean. Put it in and wash them really, really well, okay? Some people call it a sieve, a strainer. Yeah, that's what it is, a strainer. And you want to rinse it really, really well. While it's rinsing, what I like to do is add my 1.5 cups of water to my Ninja. Okay? And sometimes you might need a little bit more depending on if you want it thick or if you want it thin, okay? The wraps, I mean. So when you're blending it up, so I just like to rinse it off really well, get all the starch off, and I rinse this for a good few minutes. So I'm going to just turn that off. And then I'm going to add my spices to the Ninja. So then you can hear me. Okay. And I'll put this all in here. And hopefully I don't drop it on the floor. So I'm going to add all those in a second. Using one hand, it's not easy to transfer. So and then I just like to whisk it around. Okay, whisk it. Get it all blended. And then we're going to add the lentils. I want to show you that I like to also just use my hand as well, okay? To really make sure they're nice and cleaned off, okay? And get all that starch off. As you can see, some of them spilt, and I'm just going to add the rest in my Ninja. It's okay, that's why I do it over the sink, okay, because it does make a bit of a mess. So here it is, and it's going to sit probably for about an hour, and I just put the lid on to get it ready, okay? And then we'll mix it up and I'll show you how to make these amazing wraps. They are so easy and delicious. Okay, so it's been about an hour. I just worked out. Oh my God, I'm pooped. I did 2 videos. I love going on YouTube because there's so many free videos, and I don't like doing the ones on the floor, so I always find the standing videos, and they are amazing. Okay, so when I took a look at the lentils, sometimes if it's been sitting for a long time, it absorbs a lot of water. So I had to add more water, all right? So you'll see that if you use a lot of lentils, then it might require more water, especially as you mix it, if it's very thick and you want a thinner consistency. So let's get started with this. Okay, so here you can see I added more water. You can see that the lentils have expanded. They're more of a light orange color, like a lighter orange. They were much darker before. So, and they're thicker because they are now soft. So I have my Ninja, and we're just going to pulse it. And it should be like a perfect consistency. So I put in 1.5 cups of the lentils with all the spices, as I mentioned. And I also wanted to mention that you could use other fresh spices and herbs, okay? So again, get creative. If there's certain ones that you like, you can use that. Okay, so I'm gonna take this off and we'll take a look at the consistency. Okay, so I mixed it up, I pulsed it. You can see that the fresh parsley has broken down. And again, use whatever spices you like. So this is the type of batter that I like. And again, if you wanted a thinner batter, thicker batter, but it's almost like a pancake batter. So let's move over to my skillet. I just have it on a higher heat. And like I mentioned, I like to spray it well so that it's nice and hot before I add the lentil mixture. And you know, I get quite a few wraps. I get usually about 8, maybe 9, depending again how big, how small, how thick, how thin you decide to make these, okay? And what's wonderful about the wraps is that you can eat them just like that. Now you can see that it's starting to get hot. I think you can see it. I can see it. And you can have them plain as a snack. You can use it to add your favorite proteins to them, okay? So I'm just going to use a spoon to start. You've heard that nice sizzle. So I usually use a few spoonfuls and try to make like a nice round wrap. Like that. So colorful. I love this. And again, as I mentioned, you can make it as thin or as thick. I don't like them too thin because you need to be able to pick them up, right? So I like to just spread it out. Sometimes I use one of my baking brushes as well. And then you'll see that it's going to form some bubbles. Turn your heat down because you don't want to burn them. And little bubbles, and you'll see it'll start to dry out as well. So I'm going to turn it to a medium heat. Okay. And then I take the little spatula and I like to just lift it to see if it's ready to turn, and it is, so I'm going to do that. I just turned it over, turned the heat down, and I also like to just spray it a little bit more with some olive oil spray. And hopefully my fire alarm won't go off because it's smoking, so I like to add the fan on. Okay, and then we just keep repeating. I'm just going to turn the fan down now. And these are amazing. The great thing is I keep it in a container in my fridge if they last that long. Well, they usually do because I'm usually the only one that eats them. Although my daughter does like them. So you can bring them, you can keep them in the fridge, in the container, and then you can also add, like I said, tuna, egg, turkey meat, whatever you like with them, or just eat them alone. This one came out even bigger. The other thing that I've made with these are pizzas. So they are a great base to make your favorite pizzas with. And you know, you can just crisp them back up in your toaster, your air fryer, okay? And add whatever toppings you want. They're great if you have eggs, you know, those different TikTok egg videos that you can use with wraps. Hello, you can use these. Okay, so here's the last wrap. I've made about 8 wraps so far. Well, not so far. This is the last one. And just a reminder to make sure that you spray your pan each time. And again, just keep an eye on it. You shouldn't walk away when you're making them. And then let's see if I can turn this one over with one hand. Ooh, I did. And I think it's like the best one yet. So nice and brown and crispy. Honestly, I think it takes maybe 2 minutes on each side, if that. Yeah, I absolutely love these because, again, you know, you can eat it as a snack, as a side dish, as a meal. If you want to add cheese or egg or tuna or salmon or turkey meat or any kind of meat, it would be fabulous. And yeah, so look at these. And the other thing I just wanted to mention is I keep them in a container. I think I might have mentioned that before. Keep them in your fridge. And then if you want, you can, if you want them soft, just put them in your microwave. And if not, put them in your toaster or air fryer. So this is the last one. And I'm super excited. If you want to use your spatula to take it off, or you can simply just slide it like I do right on your plate. And this is great for your guests if they're coming over just for something different. You can even use these to dip into my hummus, or, I mean, of course, I have other dips as well. Risa Warner YouTube, and salsa would be great. Sour cream and onion, spinach dip, right? Like, it's so versatile, this recipe. So I hope you love this recipe. That one's really hot, but I'll show you. Oh my God, look at that. Look at that. Let me just, I'm trying to break it apart with one hand because I'm going to enjoy this tonight. Nice and crispy. Again, you can crisp them up. You can put them in the microwave, depending on how you like them. And I hope you love this video. So start making your wraps. Really, 2 ingredients. Main ingredients is the water and the lentils, and then whatever spices you want to add, okay? Get creative, okay? Don't forget to subscribe, share, like, comment. And if you do change it up, I want to hear about it, okay? Bye for now. Love you guys.